Think Tank is pleased to welcome Rebecca Gallanter, who is Executive Director of a great organization called Opportunity Project, and Warren Moore, President and CEO, Children's Specialized Hospital, and Senior Vice President, Pediatric Services at RWJBarnabas Health. Good to see both of you.
See you.
Now, I know Opportunity Project, folks, and to disclose this, I actually hosted one of your recent golf outings. You raised a few bucks there. Opportunity Project, you're at a cocktail party, not that you're drinking, but you're just saying at a cocktail party, someone says, what's Opportunity Project? You say?
Opportunity Project is a wonderful program that serves adults with brain injury. We operate under a clubhouse model, which is a self-empowerment model. And what does that mean? It means that adults come in and they determine what goals they would like to set for themselves post-rehab. So after they've experienced a brain injury, they generally go to rehab for some time, and then they come to us at Opportunity Project.
And Warren, there's been an expansion here because RWJBarnabas Health, a major supporter of NJTV News and also what we do. I've done a lot of leadership development in your organization, so I got to host this event. What is the connection between the two organizations, and how does it change the services, more importantly, provided to those who have serious brain injuries?
Right. So at first, Steve, you might think Children's Hospital and a program for adults recovering from brain injury.
What's the connection?
Right. So for us, I've had the privilege, as you know, to be part of Children's Specialized Hospital for over 20 years now. And getting to know so many of the families that we work with, start to understand the challenges that they face. And there's one consistent challenge that every family eventually will face if they have a child with a special health care need or traumatic brain injury, and that's that transition to adulthood. So for us, we knew that in some way, shape, or form, we needed to start to find partners that could assist these families in that way. And Opportunity Project is the perfect example, and the first example where we're going to partner with an organization to really create that smooth transition as our children that we've treated for so long make that transition to adulthood.
Let's break this down a little bit. I know every brain injury is different. Every head injury is different. But what are most people facing? We had this gentleman, Scott Pullman, who spoke at the golf outing, who experienced a very serious head injury. And over a period of time, he's come back and was able to deliver a presentation, which is not easy in and of itself, right?
Right.
And he's starting to get his life back, trying to get his life back. What are most people facing when they come into your place?
There's a lot of people that come in and they feel a bit lost because they're starting a new life. There's generally the before and the after is generally how people with brain injury refer to their lives. And so when they come to us, they're not sure where to start a lot of times, but they do know they want to move forward and set some goals for themselves. Somebody could come in and completely not even appear to have a brain injury, which is a very large challenge in itself.
So you look at someone and go, hey, I don't see anything wrong with them, but what could be going on?
Right. Many, many deficits could be going on, and it makes it difficult for them to communicate with other people as to the seriousness of what they actually are experiencing. Cognitive, speech, memory issues, many social skills types of issues. They've lost some life skills that they were able to do before, so that causes a lot of frustration. And therefore, because of all of that, a lot of mental health issues as well.
So break this down. What do they need? I shouldn't say they. What do people, because by the way, the number is 1.7 million per year. Serious head injury. And that combines stroke as well?
Yes.
Okay, just to be clear, go ahead. What do most need?
So they need a support system that's going to wrap their arms around them. And really, to your point, you talked about every brain injury is different. Really understand what their deficits are, and we have to meet them where they are. And that takes a lot of people. It takes a community. On the Children's Specialized, on the rehab side, we create that community with family and their friends and our staff. At Opportunity Project and a clubhouse model, that community is Opportunity Project.
Is it truly a community?
It truly is.
It's interesting. I've seen the professionals. They're really good.
Yes.
But those who are members, you call them members?
Yes.
Yeah. They're there for each other.
Yep.
Yes.
Why is that so important?
From what I've seen, in my short, about 2 years of involved with Opportunity Project now, what I've been able to see is that support that an individual that understands what another individual is going through is very different. Our staff are wonderful and they're experts, but only an individual who's also suffered that brain injury can truly understand what that person's going through.
You know, I was thinking about this. Our daughter, Olivia, and I were taking a bike ride recently, and she put her helmet on, and I was getting on the bike, and I did not have the helmet on. And I just hosted this event, right? She literally looked at me and she goes, "Dad, you have a hat on." I said, "Yeah. We're going around the corner." She said, "Put the helmet on."
Right.
The reason I mention that, other than say put your helmet on, every one of us, regardless of age, regardless of how long you're riding, whatever you're doing, but there are a whole range of reasons why people get brain injuries. Falling off a bike without a helmet is one. What are some of the others? Break it down.
Well, a big one is texting and driving, drinking and driving, and somebody getting hit by a car as a pedestrian, or they've been drinking and driving. There are some risk-taking behaviors that are associated as well. Just terrible experiences that are out of the person's control, something falling on somebody, those types of things. Motor vehicle accidents, for various reasons. That's about a third of the total.
Preventable, Warren?
Many of them are.
Not all, but many.
Many.
How? Is it the helmet primarily?
The helmet has been a huge, especially for children. I mean, it's for adults as well. And I have several friends who have fallen off their bike while riding. I've fallen and have my helmet on, thank goodness. But for kids, for such a long time, you know, we didn't have helmet laws. And luckily, the state of New Jersey was one of the first states to adopt it. Way back in the beginning of my career, I was part of this.
Most states now?
Most states now, yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's made a huge difference in the incidence and the severity of those injuries. And then, you know, there's also injuries that occur through athletics and the awareness in the athletic world. And now that we're testing kids and they have protocols for concussion, all that is making a difference.
The quality of helmets for those who play, our son happens to play football as well.
Yeah.
The quality of those helmets, parents have to make a decision whether you want your kid to play at all, but the quality of those helmets has to change. The protocol for concussions continues to get better, right? And it's not just football, it could be soccer, it'd be a whole range of hockey.
Yep.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. I mean, in soccer now, kids don't head the ball, you know, until a certain age. You know, things like that are making a difference.
Last comments, go ahead.
Well, and taking it seriously. When there is a concussion, it's a really good point. It is taken more seriously by coaches, and there's training in place. But informally, people don't necessarily know. It's not out there.
And this is a national issue, which is part of what Think Tank is about, is exposing local issues nationally. Thank you both. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So that is it for this particular edition of Think Tank. And we want to make sure that you catch something else. It's called Think Tank, the podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts and Google Play, where you can hear conversations just like this, but with additional exclusive commentary, only available on Think Tank, the podcast. So watch us here, listen to us online, but way, way, way more importantly, most importantly, make sure you think for yourself. I'm Steve Adubato. See you next time.
Think Tank with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by PSE&G, ADP, the Fidelco Group, the Northward Center, NJIT, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, New Jersey Resources, MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey, and by Adler Aphasia Center. Promotional support provided by NJ.com and by ROINJ. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.